Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are glad to have you back for the Don't Wrestle Your Neighbor podcast. We took a little bit of a week off. Evan was under the weather. He was a sad boy, but we're back this week, and it's going to be an intriguing episode today. It'll be a good time. We have a Trey Tries It.
You don't know if it's going to be intriguing.
It's at least going to be intriguing to you.
Are we only trying one thing today?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, we're only trying one thing today, so we're going to try something as a punishment to me, which Evan will elaborate on a little bit later. We have mailbag is also. I ran a half marathon this past weekend, so we're going to talk about that, but also the new Avatar trailer is out. And then, as always, we got mailbag.
You already mentioned mailbag.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Oh, look, I'm just so afraid of what's about to happen that I'm like losing my mind. But anyway, as always, remember as we get started.
Don't wrestle your neighbor. Oh, don't wrestle your neighbor. Oh. We're super happy.
So,
First thing is the trying.
first thing is to try it.
Take this.
Oh, it's a spoon. Oh, boy. Okay.
The spoon is your first hint.
Yeah, well,
So maybe you should guess what you think it could be. Oh, I'll explain.
I don't want to play
I'll
this
explain.
game. I feel like this is a game of like choosing your punishment.
I'll explain. So Trey, last week I had COVID and I lost my sense of smell and taste.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was in the office and I was like, yeah, I can't taste anything. Man, it stinks not being able to taste anything. And so Trey reveals to me that in some of our previous
one
Try It episodes,
which their sodas are back there.
yeah, the sodas, it was the weird flavored sodas.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them were really bad, like the hot wing flavor,
Yeah,
the
hot wing,
bacon
bacon.
soda. It was like gross.
All I could taste was the carbonation.
And he couldn't taste it because he was having allergy symptoms
Yeah, I
and
was
stuff.
congested, yeah.
He was congested and he couldn't taste it, so he was faking it on the episode.
I didn't want to ruin it for the people.
The face that you saw him making was
Which
fake.
you should try and find a clip of my face, because I feel that internally I was like, I'm not going to make this a big deal because I can't really taste this. And you were having a cow over there.
This isn't terrible.
No.
The bacon
was
one in
gross.
particular, you were like struggling.
It was pretty gross.
So
Anyway, he couldn't taste it. So he said, since he did that, I could choose a punishment
correct.
thing for him to try.
Yes.
And so immediately my mind went to something.
It was really frustrating and scary how quickly you thought of
I
something.
immediately thought of something that I never want to try.
Okay.
This has struck me as whenever people have been suggesting things to try.
Also, was this in your mouth?
No. Why would I have put that in my mouth?
I just was wondering.
No. So whenever people were suggesting things for me to try, I've always thought, oh, please don't say this thing.
Okay.
And so it's been something I've been dreading, and no one has suggested this. And I've been very happy about it. It was put on my radar a couple years ago during VBS.
Oh, no.
It was in Daniel's office. You were standing right next to the punishment the whole time. And I have it in my pocket.
My dad used to always tell me, never eat something out of another man's pocket.
What? What? How many things could actually be in someone's pocket?
Like mints. You don't eat a mint out of another
This
man's
is
pocket.
beef and beef broth baby food. And I feel like I'm taking it easy on you a little bit because it could have gone chicken. Chicken was an option. So the silence that you are.
Like, Bailey and I, when we had kids, we like made a very firm decision that we were never going to give our kids baby food. Like, we would do like applesauce. Like, that would be like pretty much the extent of it, because of the recognition of like when parents are trying to give their kids something, they feel like the need to eat it themselves.
Yeah.
And so we have like never bought like baby food like that. So
Here's maybe the most concerning part about this.
Okay.
Is that it says nothing artificial added. That's concerning. That's more concerning to me than if it were
Is it expired?
artificial.
That'll add to the element there.
I don't know. If it's expired, I'm not going to make you try it.
If it is, as a punishment.
Listen for pop when opening. Do not use if button is up. Shake well. Separation is
Oh.
natural.
Separation is natural.
Separation is natural. No artificial flavors.
I don't really care if it's expired.
From about stage 1, from about 4 months. If a 4-month-old can eat this, surely you can. It does not have an expiration date anywhere on it.
Okay, I'm fine. It's not like milk.
Let's
so.
listen for the pop. Ooh, it popped.
That was actually quite satisfying.
It's fresh.
That's why
I didn't shake it.
That's why you guys asked if I gag, because I have a firm rule that I will not smell this before I taste it.
Should I get a trash can in case you?
I think that
feel
would
the need to spit
probably.
it?
I probably would suggest that. I won't spit it out.
It's like chow. Hold on. Wow, this looks disgusting.
Yeah, you're gonna need to go get a trash can.
Can I tell you what it smells like?
No, I don't want to know. I don't want to know anything.
Well, I'm gonna set this over here so you don't smell it. I'll be right back. Okay.
All right. One more time for the audience. Let us know, what am I trying here?
This is beef and beef broth baby food. I already see a tear forming in your eye.
Yeah, that's not out of excitement.
He's crying from excitement, folks.
All right, I'm gonna have to open this and go for it, because if I smell it,
It's pretty scenty. Oh, it's healthy. Oh, dude. It's gotta be so bad. So gross. Wow.
wow,
Describe what you're feeling.
like
Here, hand it over here.
the I don't need this, but the texture of that is like
Hold on 1 second. I had to. I couldn't
Yeah.
take it.
the
I can't make you do it and not do it.
the
The app. Okay, I had a little gag happen. Whoa.
The texture.
Oh man. It's the least flavorful thing.
Right, it's like you taste the beef. It's like you taste the beef, and then it's like paste. It's so gross. We feed that to our children.
Why would anyone feed that to their child?
like that is like, oh my gosh, like that.
You know what it is? It's cat food. It tastes like it tastes like and smells like cat food. Like wet food. It smelled, and I didn't want to say this because I smelled it. It smelled exactly like cat food.
That was
Now I taste like a metallic taste, like iron.
yeah, like so that was what it was. So like it was like you tasted the beef. It was like a initial beef, and then it was like, just kidding.
Just kidding. No, it was pasty yet chunky. It tasted like meat yet tasted very bland. There's no salt in that.
No, there's none. Like it was so what is that? It was beef and what?
Beef and beef broth with no salt. It's basically ground up meat with no added anything. Like they didn't even put salt in it. We are insulting our children. Like they are
That hurt.
it was bad. That was bad. That was gross.
Tasted disgusting.
It's cat food. Like that is exactly what it smelled like.
When I opened it, Like I tried to take a good.
You
breath,
took a healthy bite.
and I needed to take a healthy
Respect.
bite there, but I also
Respect on the healthy bite.
I also I did get a small whiff, and so that's why I put it in my mouth so quickly, because I was like, this is disgusting. This is going to be bad.
That was pretty gross.
I still stand by never give your kids actual baby food.
No, not that baby food. Woo.
Stick with the applesauce.
Dang.
Wow, that was
Wow, that was gross. That was the nastiest thing we've tried on this so far.
that's a fact. That was
and babies eat that.
like a lot of babies eat that. That's in a large production.
I don't know what dire straits. I think you have to be in dire straits to give that to your child. To does water not taste the same?
There was still some in my mouth.
It was stored in your cheek.
It was in my teeth.
Wow.
Like you put water in your mouth, washed it around.
Woo, that was gross.
Oh man. Okay, yeah. Dude, please.
I keep getting tinges of
Yeah. Well, it's like
it's like a
just-
memory
well,
that won't go away.
It felt dry. Like it just was I don't know how to explain.
It was like dry, flavorless, but at the same time, what you could taste
Was the beef.
it tasted like cat food smells. That is a perfect explanation.
I think so.
It tasted like wet cat food smells. Oof.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. I need to get my head off of that food.
Wait, how many baby foods out of 5 would you give that? Is there lower than
as
1?
in applesauce being number 1, 5?
Yeah, applesauce maybe is a 5. Yeah.
Oh, then I burped it.
Oh, gross.
It's not on the scale.
It doesn't even arrive.
Don't give that to your kids.
Don't give that. I mean, unless you are starving
Right.
or your child is starving, it needs to be the last option.
Yes. I don't care how much protein is in that. Your kid's not going D1, okay?
There's nothing added. I can't stress enough the fact that there's nothing added.
It's pointless. Anywho.
It's just ground up, just pure ground up meat stuffed into a jar, airtight. Okay, movie.
Yeah, we got to move on.
We need to move on.
So, 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
Ran a half marathon this past weekend.
You should have been chowing down on some of that. You probably would have made it through. You needed that protein.
That protein. And then the new Avatar trailer. So, the Avatar trailer, though, in particular, man, I loved that movie when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm guessing you did as well.
Yeah.
Which, figure out the year. I don't remember when it came out exactly.
I was in high school. I remember that.
But they've been working on this movie for a long time. This new one.
Long
Avatar,
time.
The Way of Water, correct?
Yeah.
Super excited about this upcoming movie. The teaser trailer just came out. I want to say it was 2009.
2009. And it was 2 hours and 40 minutes
Yeah,
long.
because I was in 8th grade. That makes perfect
You can
sense.
watch it right now on Disney Plus.
Wow.
They're not a sponsor of the podcast.
They are not. Yet.
The second movie, though,
When is that? When is its date? Does it even have
December 16th, 2022.
Of this year?
Yep.
Oh, man. That's
There's not
amazing.
a runtime on it yet. The budget is $250 million.
That's big.
That's less than the new Lord of the Rings TV show is costing.
Well, isn't that supposed to be the most expensive show ever?
Of all time, yeah.
But anyway, I'm super excited about this Avatar movie. I hope it's not underwhelming, but I don't care. I'm going to go see it. I know how much work.
Well, we were talking about that on the way here. It's it doesn't matter if it's good or not. Everyone's going to go see it.
Right.
Because it's been in development for
Right. It's in the car I also said, it's like Incredibles 2. Incredibles 2 was what it was. But we waited so long for Incredibles 2 that everyone was going to go see it. It didn't matter how great or how bad it was.
Avatar 3 is coming out in 2024.
So so he's working on them at the same time then.
Yeah. He's been
Interesting.
working on, I think, 2 and 3 simultaneously.
Interesting.
Also has a budget of $250 million.
Interesting. Yeah. So also the half marathon this past weekend was a good time.
Oh, there are 4 planned.
4?
Yeah. It's set to be released December 18th, 2026. That's what I'm saying. They've had these planned for a very long time. Like in 2009 when the first one came out.
Long?
In 2009 when the first one came out, they came out and said, I believe, in 2009, there's going to be a second and a third one. And we were like, oh, when are those going to come out? And I think initially the second one was supposed to come out in like 2019 or something, but it kept getting pushed back. Actually, I think it was even sooner than that. But they kept getting pushed back, and then the pandemic happened and all that stuff.
Right.
But yeah, they've been on the books for a very long time.
That's crazy because, I mean, that's a long time. That's a really long time to be saying that there's another one coming out. Like soon. Which is wild. But
it's insane. It's really crazy.
Let us know if you like the original Avatar. This is not Avatar: The Last Airbender. This is Avatar.
It's been subject to 8 delays.
This is the Blue People Avatar. Where they're on. What island are they on? I don't remember.
It's a planet.
It's a planet.
They're on planet.
I feel like it's like got a weird little name, but it doesn't matter.
I'm trying to figure out what the delays were like, because it was supposed to come out many times. It says 8 delays. It's been subject to 8 delays.
That's a lot of delays.
How? I mean, that's crazy.
Well, the fact that it just didn't get scratched.
It was supposed to come out in 2020, and then that was the most recent delay. It was 2020.
I'm shocked that it just didn't get scratched, like some movies do.
Yeah. Well, and then it was moved back to 2021.
Probably just how big the budget was.
Obviously, it didn't come out in 2021.
Right.
Originally, the plan was for Cameron to create 2 follow-ups from the 2009 movie. Even before the first film was completed, the filmmaker talked about his original intent for the series to be a trilogy. Almost a year after the release, Cameron officially announced the 2 sequels dated for 2014 and 2015, respectively. A year later, he was still talking about the follow-ups.
Interesting. So he totally
the movie that's coming out.
How much time it would take?
The movie that's coming out in 2022 was supposed to come out in 2014.
It's kind of annoying.
And in 2009, me and Andrew, my best bud, we were like, oh, I can't believe we have to wait 5 years. No, 5 years. How will we wait? How is it even possible? Over 10 years later.
Yeah, 12 years later, you finally get the movie.
I was saying to you, I don't even remember how the first one ended.
Oh, I told you. I remember.
You reminded me, but
I've watched that movie multiple times since being in high school. So,
dude, it's crazy.
But anywho, we have to move on because you can talk about delays forever. But,
yeah. What was the other question? The planet?
Yeah. What planet was it on?
I'm going to look that up real quick. Pandora.
There it is. There it is. Yep.
It's set on the fictional Pandora, one of many moons of a fictional Saturn.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So yeah, that's exciting.
Mm-hmm. I'm super excited.
I'm sure everybody will go see that.
Yeah. I feel like that'll be a big box office.
Do you think it'll beat Avengers? Do you think it'll beat Avengers for
like
the
Endgame?
most? Yeah, for the highest box
probably
office.
not.
The first Avatar is right up there. It's like
but
it's like Titanic,
the recognition
Avengers,
of
Avatar or something.
The thing that Marvel did so well is they were making those movies back to back to back to back, and I think with Avatar, similar to Incredibles, it was so long that some people have given up on Avatar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with Marvel, there was nothing about Avatar that left you waiting for the next one.
Avatar will be coming out until the day we die.
Right. Do you get what I'm saying though? But at the end of the last Avatar,
think about this.
You weren't longing for what else is going to happen?
Think about this, James Cameron. Someone, and probably multiple people, saw Avatar in 2009 and thought to themselves, greatest movie I've ever seen. So excited.
I feel like that might have been me.
So excited. And they have died waiting. You know, there are some people that have died waiting for the next Avatar to come out. Never got it.
2014.
Never got it.
2014 on a prayer.
They thought to themselves, surely I'll get to see the next Avatar before I perish. Right? Nope. It's been too long.
We don't even know that we're going to get it in 2022.
It's the difference between being 70 years old and 80 years old.
82.
That's a long time to wait. If you were 70 and thought, look at how far film has come. Whenever, in 2009 when Avatar came out. And then you were like, there's going to be another one. When's it coming out? Oh, I'm so glad I'll get to see that. And then you got to wait and wait.
12 years.
It's so long. It's so long.
It's a long time.
I was like,
It's really 13 years, but like depending on when
I
it
couldn't
plays.
drive whenever that came out.
I couldn't drive.
I couldn't drive
I know,
yet.
I'm married with 2 kids.
That's an entire life. 2 human lives have been created in the time that it took for James Cameron to complete his second
I was
film.
a freshman in high school. Couldn't drive. I was 4'11".
Trey has grown. He has grown. I don't know how many inches,
Right.
but almost an entire foot. 2 children have been born, and a marriage. A house has been purchased. And
Come on.
James Cameron
Come on,
still hasn't
James.
completed. I would venture to say you've completed more in this 10 years than James Cameron has. You have completed more things in this 10 years than James Cameron has completed with his Avatar franchise.
It's insane. Legit 13 years of life.
Who's been working harder this past 10 years? You or James
Hey
Cameron?
man, I've been working. I got accomplishments. 30 years, two kids, a wife to show for it. I got 3 dogs too.
Oh. My gosh.
But
Wow.
interesting.
And you built that fence.
And I built that fence.
And ran a half marathon.
And ran a half marathon.
Anyway,
Accomplished.
I forget what we were talking about before Avatar. Were
we-
you going to tell the story about your marathon running?
Well, yeah, I was going to tell just a little bit about
Back
it.
to Trey's accomplishments.
Yeah, the half marathon this past weekend was quite possibly one of the hardest things I've ever done.
Oh.
Like in terms of like
Way to bring the energy in the room down.
Well, for sure. But hey, accomplishments within the last 13
go.
years that James Cameron doesn't
There you
have. But quite possibly one of the hardest things I've ever done. I trained for up to 11 miles and just kind of figured that, the final 2 I could just, toughen up and get it out, which is what I did. But the thing about it is like 13, you don't realize how long 13 miles is until, so I ran a half marathon. I didn't run a full marathon. I'm not that crazy, but you don't realize how long 13 miles is until you get to like mile 6, until you get to mile 9, until you get to mile like 10 and a half, 11. And when I got to mile 10 and a half, I was going at a really good pace, probably faster than I should have been going. And I hit a ginormous wall, the size of the wall of the water in Interstellar. That's what it felt like.
Oh my gosh.
And my pace went from 8.5 minute pace to roughly 10 minutes. So dropped off a minute and a half of pace there, but still broke 2 hours. So it was a good.
No, I think you did really good.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
And I got to run it with my mom as well, which was cool.
I was looking up if James Cameron has ever run a marathon.
You ain't got time.
And I was going to say, if he has, he needs to stop worrying about marathons.
And worry about Avatar.
Yeah.
What other movie? Has he put anything else out? What else has he put out? Just that?
Titanic.
Are you serious?
That was in 1999.
So he's just a man of like 3 words.
He's put out more than
Surely.
Titanic and Avatar. I just
Anyway.
can't think of it off the top of my head. No, Terminator, duh.
Oh, yeah. But it just takes him
no.
forever.
He directed Aliens,
Oh.
and
You're looking up his IMDb.
yeah, Titanic, Avatar, The Terminator, The Terminator 2, Aliens. So I mean,
Right. I mean, he's done a lot.
he's done a lot of very classic
Yeah.
films.
But yeah, I don't know that I'll ever run another one of those. I think I'll probably run another 10K, another maybe 15K. But eclipsing 10 miles was just so unfun. So
yeah, it doesn't sound fun to run that amount of.
the event itself was awesome.
I mean,
it
it's
was
not
cool.
fun to do. I mean,
This thing is 2 hours.
yeah.
Just under 2 hours of running. It was an hour and 55 minutes of just running.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
I just burped.
I know I told you. Yeah, it happened. So it happened to me a little bit earlier. You got yeah. It's awful.
Whoa.
Yep.
That's
Don't-
gross.
But anyway, all right, moving on to the final segment, which is mailbag. Probably one of my favorite segments because some of you guys sent in some amazing questions, which is super exciting. But I think it'll be interesting to see what we have today. First question being, what is your favorite type of chip? This is from Caden Watts. This is a great question because Evan and I on a previous
Favorite chip?
on a previous podcast kind of figured this out. I think my two favorite chips. Well, I'll give three. I have three chips that are like a solid barbecue chip to me is amazing. But Red Hot Riblets and spicy nacho Doritos. Those
I'm
are probably my two
gonna
favorite
throw
chips.
one in here. Yeah, the Red Hot Riblets, tough to beat.
Mm-hmm.
But I was chowing down on some Cool Ranch Fire. It's like the fire seasoning, but on a Cool Ranch Dorito.
Interesting. I can tell you now, I haven't tried it.
It's good.
Interesting. I'm not a big fan of the Cool Ranch, though.
They're actually spicy. I like the Cool Ranch a lot.
Gotcha.
Cool Ranch definitely rivals spicy nacho for me.
I gotcha. What are you looking up over there?
I don't know. He's been married 5 times.
You're going down the James Cameron rabbit hole. Okay. Braden Lemke, who is one of our volunteers for our student ministry, if you could tell your younger self one word, what would it be?
If I could tell myself,
One word.
I don't know what this means.
If you could tell yourself one word, what would it be? Let's go age 12.
Oh, whenever I was 12?
If you right now could tell your 12-year-old self one word,
Oh,
what would it be?
one word. I'm gonna
I have a phrase that I would say.
I'm gonna do one word and a date because a date is not a word.
Okay, go ahead.
I would just tell my younger self, Avatar 2022.
There will be another. There will be another.
I would be like, what do you mean? That's so far away.
I would say probably my word would be persistence. That would probably be my word. But my phrase would be, you will grow.
Okay.
Because
so
12-year-old me would have been 4'10".
that's more than one word.
I wanted to share a
James
phrase.
Cameron ran a marathon in 2017.
He ran a full marathon?
Full marathon in 2017. How do you have time? People are dying waiting for Avatar 2 to come out. In 2017,
You're out there running
you're
for
running
5
a
hours.
whole marathon. You're training for a whole marathon. It's to the point now where it's on site with James Cameron. It's got to be because
On
it's like
site.
it's whenever you see him, if he's at a restaurant, you know, what are you doing? Why are you here? Your movie was supposed to come out in 2014.
Why aren't you working on it?
What have you been doing
Running a
for
marathon.
8 years?
No, it's
That's 2014.
no
6,
it's
7, 8.
It's 8 years from 2014, but
Yeah,
since
from 2014.
2009.
Yeah,
That's when the other one came
I'm
out.
giving him the benefit of the doubt and saying
That he took
didn't
a
start.
break?
He didn't start working on it till 2014 because he
No,
was like
he
was like,
promised-
oh, when's it due? Now I better get to work on it. It's like, okay, so for 8 years, why are you in this restaurant right now? Why are you're training? Oh, you want to train for a little bit marathon? You want to go on a marathon run? Oh, that's nice. How about
You work
on your
Avatar.
movie, bruh?
Right. I agree. It's baffling. It's frustrating.
Look, I know sitting here that it's not that simple, guys, okay? I know that it's not that simple. I'm sure that there were exterior factors. I'm sure there were other factors involved.
I think it's that simple.
But I'm just saying, James Cameron, when he goes out in public, he's got to be like, at this point, like if he's going to enjoy himself in any way and people are going to see him in public, I would be like, I don't want people to see me having fun.
No.
Like, I don't want to sit and explain
All I am
the
now
economics
is
of why the movie
the
couldn't come out
maker
when
of-
it did, when it was supposed to, with every person that comes up to me.
It's like he's asked the same question.
Sorry, we got off of it again. We're not even on that anymore.
James Cameron has ruined us. We're
Yeah.
over.
Anyway.
But anyway, Ridge, he asked the question of, what are pretzels made of?
Bread. That's actually kind of an interesting question. What are pretzels made of? Because they're like bread, but they're not like really bread. They have pretzel bread, but pretzels are different than bread. Should I research that?
No. Let somebody tell you. Tell us, what are pickles made of?
I know what pickles are made of.
Not pickles.
Bread? Pretzels?
What are pretzels made of?
What are pretzels?
Okay, last question. I think this is an interesting one. It comes from Taryn.
Yeah.
What type of cheese are you?
You go first. Pretzels are a type of bread typically made from wheat or rye flour and a few other ingredients such as yeast, sugar, salt, water, and butter. So it's a type of bread.
Okay, I
Basically.
figured. Yeah, cool.
It's just a different kind of bread. But isn't it interesting, though, that pretzels are a type of bread, but they don't have bread in the name? Like all other types of bread have bread in the name. Rye bread, white bread, wheat bread,
sourdough,
potato bread, sourdough bread. But this is just pretzel.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could just say pretzel bread.
You could say.
But if you're going to get a pretzel, you don't say, I'm going to go get some pretzel bread. You say, I'm going to go get a pretzel.
Do you say you're going to go get some sourdough bread?
No, you just say sourdough. But everybody knows it's bread because it's in the loaf shape.
Sure. What type of cheese are you? I don't know. I eat one type of cheese. So I guess I would be a very plain American cheese.
I could see that being your your type of cheese. I would say it's kind of I would be between like two cheeses. But I think I'm probably a very sharp cheddar.
Okay.
I like a sharp cheddar.
Mm-hmm.
A sharp white cheddar.
What do you think that would be?
Or a very spicy habanero cheese.
Okay.
I know that it's not like the most adventurous to say that you like cheddar cheese, but I just like a very sharp cheddar cheese. I just think it's really good.
I think it's respectful.
I like it where it's not like so flexible.
Mm-hmm.
I like it to be like sharp enough or aged enough, whatever makes cheese do this, to where it's like almost like breaks and it's like crumbly where it like breaks apart.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Respect. Well, anywho, this has been an interesting episode. Like
This episode's been up and down. This was an emotional roller coaster.
It
I'll
really
tell you
was.
that.
I mean, we tried that nasty. That
was horrible. It was awful.
It was like food poisoning. We tried food poisoning.
The gang tries food poisoning. Let's see what happens in 12 hours.
Exactly. Yeah. So we tried that. We couldn't find the expiration date, so we don't really know.
I'm convinced it didn't exist.
Yeah, which makes sense. We talked about Avatar, and we have a vendetta out for James Cameron.
James Cameron, it's on site for James. If we see you,
it's on.
We're
site.
grabbing you and taking you to your office. You're going to work.
You do nothing. You will do nothing until December.
You'll do nothing else
2022
other than work until December of 2022.
And we answered some good questions, but hey, we're glad to be back. We're happy that you have tuned in with us today. And as always, as we say goodbye, remember, don't
wrestle your neighbor. Bye.